Hey, your viewers and viewers, my name is General Red Strategist. Welcome back to So You're Being Hunted, episode 358 right now. So, back here, of course, with the Turntables Challenge Attempt number 2 on the East Island. We've done ambushes at most of the main buildings on this island now. There might be a couple more that we just need to do. So, I quit out the game temporarily just to kind of reload back in, so I could reset the robots, things like that, since the landowner was glitching out on one of the cottages and whatever. But, that's fine. Hopefully, if he's still there, we'll just have to deal with it. If he's not, then good. I kind of want to continue on the conversation a little bit from the last episode. So, last episode I was talking about games of 2003. I was talking about the year of 2003 in terms of, well, of all my years in gaming, 2003 is that kind of year that just stands out to me for a lot of games that came out at that time, whether I played the full versions of them, whether I only encountered them in demo form, or whether I, didn't play them in either demo or full version form. I maybe played them, not played them, but I maybe just encountered them in terms of reading about them in PC Gamer magazine or whatever. And between this episode and the last one, I actually went onto eBay just very quickly, eBay UK, and I searched PC Gamer 2003, because thinking about it, there might well be people on there who are selling old second-hand copies, and I found the cover, or a picture rather, of the cover of one of the magazines that at one point I did get and I owned. It was the March 2003 edition, and looking at that cover, it reminded me of so many other games that I remember now vaguely from 2003. So sorry about this nostalgia trip that I'm having, ladies and gentlemen, but I just want to talk about some of these titles and things. So 2003, on the cover of that March 2003 issue of PC Gamer magazine, it was talking about Rainbow Six Raven Shield. Do people remember that one? One of the Rainbow Six games? Good lord, I'd forgotten that existed, if I'm honest with you. Another one that was mentioned, Splinter Cell. That one, Battlefield 1942. Hello there, Sea Beast. I know you're excited to hear about games as well, but I don't want to have to deal with you, preferably. So Splinter Cell, Battlefield 1942. What others were there? There's one called IGI2 Covert Strike. I don't remember that one though, but there was another game that I saw on another cover from 2003, which I'm surprised I actually forgot about this one, because this was a game which I played the demo for back in the day, and eventually decided to actually buy. I got it and I played through the whole thing, and which I do now have the Steam version of in my Steam library. Indiana Jones and the Empress Tomb, ladies and gents. Platforming game. Platformer action, sort of. Man, I can't believe I forgot that one, though. Indiana Jones and the Empress Tomb. In fact, Splinter Cell as well, I can't believe I forgot that one. But having said that, I don't think I ever played Splinter Cell, either the demo or the full version, so that one I didn't really remember. But yeah, Indiana Jones and the Empress Tomb. Man, can't believe I forgot about that one. But I remember Empress Tomb actually being a really good platformer game back in the day, at least from what I can recall. It was just a very kind of, basic sort of 3D platformer, with action elements mixed in, very interesting levels and things like that you go through. So yeah, maybe that's a game actually I could play on the channel at some point, because you know how I like my platforming games, and I have so many of them, which I would love to play here on the channel, whether just short indie titles or ones from more established companies. So obviously, Indiana Jones and the Empress Tomb was made by LucasArts. You remember that company, ladies and gentlemen? I'm sure people do. But, good lord, man. Talk about a friggin' nostalgia trip, eh? But that actually got me thinking as well about sort of the Indiana Jones franchise more generally. Whoop, shit. Careful. Watch out for these assholes. Oh, watch out for the dog. It's coming round. Oh, take that. Oh! Well, fuck you too, matey. I was just trying to talk about various odds and ends and whatever else have you. Odds and ends? It's not the right word at all, is it now? Right, as long as the dog just sort of goes over there and buggers off and just does his thing, I think we'll be okay. Alright, so yeah. It just got me thinking about the Indiana Jones franchise more generally, because that, Empress Tomb wasn't the only Indiana Jones game that was ever made. I believe back in the 90s, I think it was, possibly the early 90s, there was Indiana Jones and the Fate of Atlantis, which, if I'm not mistaken, wasn't a platformer. It was more of a point and click, if I'm not mistaken. But then there was Indiana Jones and the Infernal Machine, which was more of a platformer, and that one is also on Steam, and I have it in my Steam library. So yeah, those two Indiana Jones games might be interesting to do. And I think later on, sometime in the later 2000s, if I remember this correctly, there was another Indiana Jones game, The Staff of Kings, which I don't recall that one being a PC game. I think that was on console. At least I don't remember it being on PC, because I remember watching trailers and stuff for it, but I don't remember ever playing it, either that or a demo of it. I just remember watching trailers for it, back on GameSpot, of all places. Holy shit, GameSpot, that's something else from 2003. It's been going on for a fucking age, hasn't it? Lordy Lou. Yeah, nostalgia trip, everybody. Sorry if I sound like an old person, reminiscing about the golden olden days and all that. But, you know, everybody always looks back on certain years of their life with certain feelings. Do they not? Yeah. I suppose that's why I asked the question, didn't I, last episode? Everybody out there watching, what was your favourite year in video gaming? I.e. something which you just remember for having a lot of really interesting and standout titles that came out. Now I'm going to try and wait for this landowner to disappear before I start trying to lure anyone over to this pub. This partially submerged pub over here. He is going the other way, is he? I think he is, yeah. He's not facing towards me, that's good. But yeah. Let me just drink my tea up, because it's getting a bit chilly. Oop, sorry, and I'll try not to knock my microphone in the process. There we go, right. But yeah, apart from Indiana Jones games, I suppose, you know, if we're going to talk about that franchise, we also have to talk about the films a bit, don't we? The movies. Of course, apparently Harrison Ford, and they said Harrison Jones, wrong, blending the two names. Harrison Ford, apparently, is it true that he's signed up for a fifth one? Something like that. I'm sure I've heard news that he's planning to come back to the role and do a fifth Indiana Jones movie, which would be pretty crazy. I mean, God, how old is Harrison Ford now? I mean, he's not super old, but he is getting old. He's getting on a bit, so, man, that'd be kind of crazy to think he's still up for it. Which will be interesting, you know, if they do produce a fifth one, it'll be interesting to see if maybe they can do one better, you know, than the fourth one. Let's put it that way. Yeah, Kingdom of the Crystal Skull didn't get great reviews, did it? Back in the day, not a lot of people really liked that one. What year did that movie come out again? I remember going off to see it with friends when I was in my sort of, I think, kind of late teens, early 20s. I can't remember exactly when it came out, that's the problem, but I seem to recall going to see it with some student friends, Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. In fact, actually no, I actually saw it in the cinema twice, that film, now that I think about it. I saw it firstly with Phil, me and him went to see it back in the day, and then I went to see it with some friends. Yeah, from my student circles. Yeah, so I saw it twice at the cinema. Okay, yeah, I actually had to think about that for a second, because at first I didn't quite recall that I'd seen it twice. But yeah, Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, I didn't think it was too bad. I thought it was alright, you know, just as a kind of slightly mindless adventure romp, it's fine, I guess. But compared to other Indiana Jones movies, it's maybe not as great. But yeah, I think probably the standout Indiana Jones movie for me was probably the first one, Raiders of the Lost Ark, because that pretty much had all the main ingredients of what you would consider a classic Indiana Jones movie, you know, going up against a kind of clear villain in the Nazis, things like that, finding ancient treasures, going through kind of ancient tombs and things like that. So it had all the basics. And of course, a lot of people also like the Last Crusade as well, which I can kind of understand very much. Last Crusade was a good one, because I think some people apparently didn't like Temple of Doom, but I don't know. I remember Temple of Doom, and personally, I didn't mind Temple of Doom at all. I thought it was okay for what it was. Maybe gets a bit fantastical at points, as Kingdom of the Crystal Skull did, but otherwise I thought it was enjoyable. Even if it wasn't the best Indiana Jones movie out there. I'm trying to see if I can lure this guy. Oh, well, actually, I can just lure this one over. Oh, or not. Come over here, please, Poachy. Oh, God, he's just sort of having a bit of trouble over there, isn't he? Okay, he's trying to go over to where the shotgun blasts are coming from, and he's not doing a great job of it. No, come back over here. That's it. Come on. Get your ass over here, mate. Can he not get too far out of that thicket or something? Okay, right. Well, Poacher's seen me at least. I think this is probably the last kind of big building on this island. Oh, have you just lost sight of me? Well, oh, go away! There you go. Well, fuck it. I'm going to count this as a... Oh, God, he's not actually dead. Oh! That's bad. That's bad. Don't get me. Move. Well, shit. Well, frigging shit. Attempt number 2 at the Turntables Challenge. I remembered he was by that cottage. Snuck up on me, the little bastard did. Good lord. I was talking about fucking Indiana Jones as well. Good lord, he cut that topic of conversation short, didn't he? What an asshole. Good lord. Should have actually activated my Protect Me talismans. Okay, yeah, I gotta remember, with the landowner, when he does his attack, doesn't matter where you're standing, it knocks you down. So the whole deal with that one is, it doesn't matter how far away you are from him when he does the attack, you just got to avoid having him trigger that attack. End of story. Otherwise he just messes you up. So there you go, everybody. But yeah, let me know in the comments. Indiana Jones movies. Have you seen them? Well, I imagine probably a lot of you will have seen them. That's a stupid question. But which one was your favourite? And which one was your least favourite? Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, yay or nay? And what about the Indiana Jones games? Any of you played those ones? Did any of you play the Staff of Kings, actually? Was that any good? Or any perhaps of the older ones, like The Infernal Machine or Fate of Atlantis? Were they any good as well? So yeah, and would you be interested potentially in seeing those games here on the channel? Because I'm always up for playing things, I'm always up for hearing suggestions from people. Yeah. But also maybe suggestions of the games I mentioned in the last episode as well. If any of those kind of stand out to you and you want to see them, just let me know, because I have so many that I want to play. Okay, Facebook and Twitter links down below, along with the link to my propagandist channel and all that jazz. Like, comment, subscribe, etc, etc. Next episode might just be a podcast style one, or alternatively, we may well move on to another challenge. Goodbye all. But where are the other 4? Because the ending screen said there were 8. 8 in total, fine, maybe in the barrels or anything. It's just water though, isn't it? Flowing water, somehow. Oh god, shut the hell up! Jeez. Good god. Alright, I'm getting out of this area. Oh, just make it stop! Jeez! Oh, good lord! Finally, we've vacated the 7th circle of Dante's hell, everybody. We're out of there. Just when you think the bugs in this add-on can't get any more amusing.